learners, it's Miss Pearson, and we are going to start some science today. So let's get right into it. In science so far, we've been talking a lot about how two objects that seem the same, like two apples or two strawberries, while they have a lot of similarities, can also look very different. And we've realized that two objects that seem the same are not exactly the same. So I want to review more about what it means for things to be similar or different. So we know that the word similarity, a similarity between two objects, is something that is the same. So if you have two apples, they might both be red. Or if you have two eyes, you might notice that both of the eyes are brown. But even though there's two objects that seem the same, a lot of times there's differences between those two objects. A difference is something that is not the same between two or more objects. So if you have two apples, one might be red and one might be green, and so they're different colors. Today, we're going to continue thinking about similarities and differences, but instead of looking at apples or eyes or people, we're going to think about leaves. So, I want to tell you about my story with leaves. This weekend, I went on a hike and walked to a place called Boston Common. Show me a Me Too sign if you've ever been to Boston Common before. Boston Common is a park in Boston. And I decided to walk there because I know that it is starting to become fall. Fall is my favorite season because the park and everywhere around us goes from looking like this, where it's super green and sunny, to looking like this. All of a sudden, all the leaves change and become this beautiful orange, and orange is my favorite color. So, to show my excitement for fall, I decided to collect some leaves. I decided to take some leaves off the ground and put them in my pocket and bring them home. And I want to show you the leaves that I found in Boston Common. I found all these leaves. Aren't they beautiful? And as I was looking at these leaves, I thought, wow, even though these are all leaves, I know they're leaves because they came off of trees. They all look so different. There are so many differences between them. But there are also still a lot of similarities. What are some similarities you notice between my collection of leaves? I noticed that too. What are some of the differences between all these different leaves in my collection? Yep, I noticed that too. So, here's some of the similarities and differences I found. Some of the similarities I saw between these leaves is that I noticed that they all have some orange parts. Here, there's a little bit of orange on this leaf, and there's orange here, and a little orange around the edge here. They all have some orange on them. I also noticed that they're all pretty bumpy and rough around the edges. They're not silky smooth. They all have some bumps. Like right here, this is pointy. It's super rough and bumpy around the edges of these leaves. Now, I also noticed some differences between these leaves. So, some differences I found where I noticed that some have 5 points. If you count all the points around this one, you see it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. And I noticed that some have more than 5 points. Like this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points. So a lot of them have different amounts of points. I also noticed that they're all really different colors. This one looks very green, but this one looks very yellow. So after I realized there's a lot of similarities and differences between my leaves, I decided I want to sort my leaves. That way I can keep my collection super neat and organized. So I decided that I want to sort my leaves by their color. I want all of my leaves that have some green in them, an obvious amount of green, to go in one pile of my collection. And I wanted the ones that had no or barely any green to go on the other side of my collection. So I need your help sorting my leaves. Let's look at this first leaf. Is there some green in that leaf? Or is there no green in that? Yeah, I noticed that there's some green right around here. So I put that in my some green pile. Now what about this leaf? Does this have some green or no green? Oh yeah, that one has some green. So I put it in my some green pile. What about this next one? Is there some green in that one? Or no green or little green? Yeah, I noticed that this one has no green or very little green. So I put that in my no green pile. Oopsies, I think that was coming up. And then I looked at this one, I saw it as some green. So I put it in my some green pile. And I looked at this one down here and I noticed it has some green on the bottom too. So I put that in my some green pile. What about this one? Did it have some green or no green? Yep, no green. No way, Jose. I don't see any green in that leaf. What about this one? Not much green there. What about this one? Yeah, I'd say that one has very little green. So I put all of those into my no green pile. Awesome. Thanks so much for helping me sort out my leaves. Now I can keep them super organized in my room. Thanks for your help. Now that we've worked on sorting my leaves, I want you to create your own leaf collection. So I want you to go outside and find 5 leaves. How many leaves? 5 leaves. And I want you to sort your leaves however you want. You could sort them by color, you could sort them by their number of points. And I want you to take a picture of your collection on Seesaw. After you take a picture of your collection, make sure you press the microphone and record yourself describing how you sorted your leaves. So I get to hear how you organize your collection of leaves. I can't wait to see all the beautiful fall leaves that you all get to find. See you next time. Bye.